and they can get some justification for the loan and then get the loan approved. So that's an important part of it, both for the lending of money and also for their own satisfaction. Once it's in, then as Nigel said, monitoring is really excellent. It's a really good way to keep an eye on it, and it will give you a heads up on exactly whether you need more, whether you need to be dealing with the power use of the premises at a different time in a different way. There's a lot of opportunities there to actually monitor, change and modify the energy consumption and export in the system.
When would you not do commercial solar? When would you not recommend it for a business?
If it's a nighttime one, I mean, you know, like if it's a nighttime business, you're not going to get much joy. Clubs are a tricky one. Clubs usually start off sort of late morning and then go through into the early hours of the evening. So they're a tricky one. But most businesses that are doing a 9 to 5, and if it's a 7-day business, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. The return on investment on a 7-day-a-week business, daytime, is just extraordinary. You're talking about, you know, 20 up to 30% return on investment, and it's just brilliant.
Better than money in the bank. Giles has got one. We're going to throw it open to questions in a moment.
Yeah, just one final simple piece of advice. I'm not an electrician, but put the panels where they can actually see the sun. When you're putting a lot of panels, I actually went and stayed in a hotel in Canberra. It won all the awards for being sustainable, everything like 6, 7 or 8 stars, or whatever it was, hanging gardens, a whole bunch of stuff. We were staying on the 8th floor. I was actually looking down on the solar array, and I reckon about 10 of those panels had not yet seen the sunshine. So they're just in the shade and unbelievable. It sounds really simple, but one very well-known ABC presenter on radio, in fact I'm talking to tomorrow morning quite early, remember, I think you went and checked out her array.
Oh yes!
Yeah,
oh,
that's right. Yes, he said, why doesn't my solar work? And you went out and said, because someone's put on an addition next to your house and doesn't see the sun anymore.
Yeah, so, completely shaded the whole system. Yeah. So yeah, it's really important. Great. A question over the back.
Does the system pick up power without in the shade though? Regardless, I mean, obviously it's more powerful when it's in the sun. But when there's shade, the array's not directly in the sun. It still generates power, does it not?
So that's a good question. It depends a bit on the technology. Okay. As a general rule, they're not called shade panels, they're called solar panels.
Yeah.
So they have to be in the sun and they need direct sunlight. You will get some power, so on a really, really shaded, overcast day, you'll still generate about 20%. So you don't need absolute direct, a beautiful day like today. However, there's a technical issue with most solar systems where the simple way to think of it is all those solar panels, the voltage accumulates, it adds up. Right? And as the voltage gets higher and higher and higher, the inverter says, I've got enough voltage, so switch on. So if you imagine if you shade even half of those panels, you drop the voltage, the inverter says, well, there's not enough voltage to start up, so the whole array can actually not produce any power at all if you drop the voltage too low. So even though only part of the array might be shaded, if you've got a string system, that can render the whole system absolutely useless. But good question.
Yeah, and just to follow on from that, just to explain, when you've got a group of panels called a string, and you might have, say, a dozen panels all in one group, if you shade one of those panels, they're all affected to the same degree, even though you've got no shade on only one panel, they operate at the lowest common denominator. So it's a really important issue in terms of how you set up panels on a roof. Now, there is an option if you've got a situation where you've got some partial shading like that on the roof. There are other options called micro-inverters. And micro-inverters, there's a little inverter under each panel and they operate independently, so you don't have that as an issue. But so there are solutions, but you've got to be very, very careful. The times I've seen systems where the string of panels and the closest panel, there's a panel right next to the chimney, I mean, it's all the time.
We've got time, we've got maybe 30 seconds or so for one more question.
Can I just say one thing about the tier rating on panels? People talk about tier rating, and tier rating relates to the financial capacity of that business to survive. It doesn't relate to the quality of the panels one iota. So when somebody's trying to tell you that they've got a tier 1 panel, it's nonsense. It doesn't mean a thing. It's the quality of the panels that's the issue, not the tier rating.
Yeah. Is there any rating on property?
Yeah, there are some, but they're pretty marginal.
Yeah, quality, we're going to do a whole another 20 minutes on quality. But